once again, today's book is about an animal, and this time, to make it more interesting, the people out there helping in the back are going to toss me some of the animals we might be doing today, right? Okay, well this is a teddy bear. It's awfully cute, but unfortunately it looks nor sounds nothing like the animals we're going to be doing today. Bye! Next, we have this, this rabbit is so cute and his eyes are really big. But unfortunately, he has nothing to do with the animal we're doing today either. But, okay, well this fish has really pretty gills and really pretty coloring. Sorry. And he does live in the same region as the animal we're doing. But unfortunately, he's not exactly the animal we're looking for either. Bye! What is this? Okay, well I recognize what this is. This is a Totoro doll from the famous movie My Neighbor Totoro, which is in Japanese. But for one, Totoro isn't really a real animal in existence. And also, he's really nothing like the animal we're doing today, right? Bye. And last, what? Hey, this is an angry bird. Do you realize what that means? This isn't an animal. This doesn't exist. No bird has such a long yellow beak. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about this. Bye. Next. Oh, that's right. See, you're good at this. All right. Today's animal is, of course, a whale, and that means our book today is a Magic School Bus chapter book, The Wild Whale Watch. All right? So yeah, it's about whales, and today, as per usual with the Magic School Bus books, Miss Frizzle and her weird little class are going on their new bookly field trip, right? Every book, they go on this weird field trip with this weird Magic School Bus that has the ability to transform into anything, right? So this time, they're going on the Wild Whale Watch, and Mrs. Frizzle has convinced her friend Captain Gill to let her go on this amazing whale watch trip on a boat with her class. Unfortunately though, Captain Gill's boat breaks down before the trip. But that doesn't matter because we have the Magic School Bus! Oh, well, yeah, obviously this is a jeepney from the Philippines, but we don't actually have any Magic School Buses in existence here or anywhere else in the world. So yeah, this gets to be our official Magic School Bus for this series, right? Great. Bye, bus. Okay. So anyway, they're going on this trip with the Magic School Bus, and Captain Gill's boat has just broken down. And instead of giving up, Mrs. Frizzle taps on the bus, and it turns into a boat, because as I said before, the bus has the ability to transform into anything and everything, right? So and then, they just continue on this journey, and they learn a lot of important information about whales. First of all, you can divide whales into two different types. First are the toothed whales, like this dolphin, right? Obviously, toothed whales have teeth, and they eat mostly larger animals, like small fish, some of the big orcas, the killer whales, they eat other whales and big fish, but mostly they eat fish and whales sometimes. And there are the second type of whales, which are called baleen whales. Now, instead of hunting their prey, what these baleen whales do is they find a big school of these tiny little microscopic creatures called plankton, and then they literally sail through that school of plankton with their mouths right open. And the baleen in their mouths, which means like the tiny little fibers they have in their mouths, that catches the plankton and drives them into the whale's mouth so that the whale can eat a lot of plankton at the same time. For that reason, baleen whales normally have really big bodies so that they can eat as much plankton as possible, and especially big mouths so that they can sail through the maximum amount of plankton, right? Great. And lastly, before we end this book, we're also going to make an important distinction between whales and fish. Right, here's our fish again. Now you can see that this fish has gills. Now what do these gills do? They help this fish absorb oxygen from the water by allowing the fish to pump in oxygen-rich water through its mouth and pumping it through its gills. Now these gills are filled with nutrient-rich blood vessels that quickly seize off all of the oxygen and then carry it to the rest of this fish's body so that this fish can continue to live and use up all of its oxygen. right? And then the fish releases the blood that doesn't have any oxygen in it through its gills again. So it can basically breathe in oxygen-rich water and get rid of deoxygenated water, right? So that's how these fish breathe. They get oxygen from the water. But whales are different because whales are mammals. That's why they're not fish. They can't breathe oxygen from the water. Instead, they have to breathe it from the air, which is why whales have to go up to the surface to breathe, and fish don't. They can just sail on by. So when these whales go up to the surface to breathe, what they do is they suck in a lot of water with some air in it, and then they pump the water through their blowholes, which is this tiny little hole on top of their head. And that is why when a whale breathes, you'll often see this jet of water come out of the whale's tiny little body on top of the water. Obviously the whale's body's not tiny, but the portion that's above the water is really tiny because the whale literally just peeks its blowhole above the water, and then poof, there's this gigantic jet of air and water going up, right? So yeah, whales and fish are fundamentally different, even more so because whales are mammals. They're an entirely different class of animal. And these mammals, what they do is they give birth to live young, unlike some fish who can lay eggs. And these mammals also feed milk to their young. Fish obviously do not produce milk, right? So let's say bye to this fish again. And obviously, this is a science-related book. It's particularly science-heavy. This chapter book is probably one of the most scientific books available in this collection aside from the non-fiction books. So if you really love science, and especially if you love whales and sea animals, this book is probably for you. But if you don't like them, well, maybe you want to pick up another easy medium book like the Junie B. Jones series or the Jigsaw Jones series, some of those. And then again, this is an easy medium book, so even if you like science, if this is your first or second time to the library, you might not want to try out this book. Instead, if it's your fifth or sixth time to the library, you might want to try out this book. And lastly, this dolphin is really special to me because it is the dolphin I got when I came to Chadwick, and that's why I decided to use it in this demonstration. So thanks to Chadwick for giving me this dolphin a long, long time ago and letting me use it in this video, and peace out. Thanks, guys. That means our book is... Guys, where's the book? Where the book? Alright, hi guys, so to once again, yes.